The other day, I had someone come up and ask me a question that took me back to me like 2 years ago. And that hit me really hard because the fact that I couldn't go up to anyone whenever I was that age and be like, hey, and ask that question, I found myself so excited, like a spark lit up in me, like to talk about it because, it's something that I had a really hard time with myself. I was so excited to answer that question, I jumped out on it immediately. Me and him were walking around and shopping, and I immediately told him all these different things that I went through, and I found out about myself trying to learn it. The question was, how do I build confidence? So we went and we walked around, and I took him to different stores. We looked at outfits, and I told him one of the biggest things for me was fashion and streetwear and getting into that and finding out what looked right on my body because that made me happy. Clothes made me happy. I also explained to him that that could be completely different for him, and that's something that he has to figure out. But I completely nerded out whenever he asked me. I jumped on it immediately. I started telling him all these different things. I said, hygiene, like high hygiene, like help me love myself and help me become more confident and more talkative in crowds. And like I can walk up to anybody if I feel like fresh and I feel clean and I feel like I have a good outfit on. I can literally talk to anyone. And as we were walking around and we were talking about that, it really just took me back whenever I was 16. Now I'm 18, and it's kind of crazy how far I've came over the last 2 years, almost 3 now. It really just hit me because whenever I was 16, I felt like I couldn't ask that question to anybody, especially not someone 2 years older than me. And I thought for a second, and I was like, why would you ask that to me? And this person's known me my whole life, and he had told me that I've changed a lot over the past 2 years, and I just seem more confident and more like myself, and honestly just more happy. And after that, I kind of asked around, like with my family. I'm like, hey, like, do I seem more confident now? I used to be very antisocial. Walking around school was my worst nightmare. I would skip class just so I don't have to show up in a room full of people. At one point, I remember in middle school, I felt like I had to practice walking around in my room so I didn't look stupid walking around in the hallways. So I had sat in my room and practiced walking for hours on end. It's been a few weeks now since he had asked me that. And there's one thing that I can't stop thinking of, and it's why do we feel like we have to be perfect for everybody? I'm a deep person and I like talking about deep things and talking to friends and family and just people over the past like 5 years of my life about things. It just really frustrates me because why does everybody, including myself, feel like we have to be so perfect? It's almost like the goal in life is to please other people. And obviously that's not the goal. And I feel like if you ask 99% of people, they're going to tell you that's not the goal in life and that's not the main purpose in life. But if you went around and you talk to these teenagers and even people in their 20s, it would seem like that is the goal in life. And my biggest question is why? Why do we feel like we have to please other people? Why do people have to have all these questions and insecurities about themselves? Why can't we just be who we really are? And I think we're in a really big pandemic where nobody knows who they truly are because they're trying to put on this impression for social media. And not just social media, but people around them, people at school, people at work, people in their lives, relationships, friends, and even family. And I'm not just talking out of my ass right now because I was that person, 100%. And honestly, I still am, and I still struggle every single day with that. I think people need to take a break from the fast-paced social media, like Instagram and TikTok. I think the only social media that is worth sitting down and consuming is honestly YouTube. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of horrible things out on YouTube. But as I take a break from TikTok and Instagram and I kind of just consume YouTube now, I figured a lot about myself out. I think if people just spend more time in the present with themselves, kind of like how I am now. There's no one around me. I'm in my clothing brand office right now. There's nobody in this building. I'm talking, sitting on a comfortable ass couch. I'm talking to a camera. I'm kind of just talking to myself right now. I think a lot of people can figure themselves out by doing so. I'm not really trying to sound like an old head, and I know I kind of do, but honestly, it is the truth. If you've made it this far into the video, I'm giving you homework. This is what I want you to do tonight, or tomorrow, or just sometime this week, or honestly even this month. I want you to go on a walk. I want you to go without your phone, zero distractions. I want you to park up somewhere or walk somewhere. And I want you to just to walk and just think to yourself. Ask yourself questions. Ask yourself questions that you want to ask other people. Ask yourself, how do I become confident? Ask yourself, how am I going to make money? Ask yourself, what is my real passion? And I promise you, you're going to figure something about yourself out. I think social media has made people's careers, and not in a good way. I think people, including myself, have looked at social media and they've seen careers that they don't even really care about. And they're like, oh, that seems kind of cool. Like, people would probably think I'm cool if I do that. Or, wow, that can make me a lot of money. That can make me rich in a few months. And I think a lot of people have lost their purpose because of that. I think if you're going into online business and just like the online money space in general, you genuinely need to do something that makes you happy and not something that just looks easy, if that makes sense. If trading crypto isn't your passion, then don't do it. If owning a clothing brand isn't your passion, then don't do it. Now, if you see someone going and starting like a sticker company or like a backpack company or like a nail business or anything like that, and you're like, oh wow, I love stickers. Like, I love stickers so much. Like, I didn't know you could start a business and make money off of that. That is 100% something that you should go do. That explains why the market is so oversaturated. I'm going to talk specifically on the clothing brand industry because, I'm experienced on it and I've seen it for the past, I think I'm coming up on 5 years now. Whenever I started my clothing brand, it was really popular. It was back in 2021 is whenever I wanted to start it. And then I actually started it in 2022 whenever I got some more funds. And yes, I did see it online and I was like, oh wow, like that kind of seems easy. Like it did seem easy. And I was like, I already love clothes. I already love shoes. Like at the time I had collected and flipped like over thousands of dollars worth of shoes and I had just got into clothes and I'm like, wow, like that's really cool. Like I think that would be really cool to try and make money off of. And also I thought it would be really cool to express my creativity and make money off of it because who doesn't want to do that? I think we're put on this earth to create, and that's why I really like the saying we are created to create. But what ruins that for other people is whenever someone goes online and they see a clothing brand and they're like, "Oh wow, like that looks easy, like that's quick cash, like easy cash." And then boom, everybody does it. And then the whole game is oversaturated. And I've seen this firsthand throughout the past like 4 years of my life. And honestly, it has taken a toll on my business. And that's why I'm so hard on don't do something unless you're genuinely passionate about it. Stop trying to get rich quick. Like, that's all bullshit. Like, if you're not trying to make yourself happy by doing something or making money or pursuing a business or anything like that, then don't do it. I think the key to life is to be happy, and I personally think that that is the end goal in life, is to be happy. And you can have your own opinions on that. I'm not saying that is the right opinion. But I think a lot of people would figure themselves out better and honestly just be more happy if they took that into consideration. That the money isn't what they're chasing and it's the happiness. They've put this persona into their head that once they get rich and once they get all this money, all these cars, all these clothes, all these whatever, that they're finally going to be happy. Coming from someone who's lost tens of thousands of dollars and made tens of thousands of dollars, I can sit here and tell you it's not going to make you feel better. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, I haven't made it because I'm sitting here like in a small like warehouse and I haven't hit $1 million or whatever. But I've made enough and lost enough to tell you that it's not going to make you happy and it's not going to fulfill you. I remember this one time my brand was really going up. I had actually got it into a store in the mall, which was really cool. And I think I was 16, about to turn 17 at the time. And I had made quite a bit of money. I was selling out weekly and also selling online pretty well. And selling in those stores is where most of my income was from my brand. But, being the dumb 16-year-old that I was, I took all of that money, and I explained this in a previous video. And I thought that splurging and spending all of that money on myself and my friends and my family around me would just really just make me happy, but it didn't at all. And I thought from day one that I need to get all this money in order to buy all these cool things and spend all this money on friends and family to make me happy and make me feel wanted in life. Like, I thought making money would unlame me. After that incident, I just felt horrible because Here I am making all this money. My brand's now sold out. I'm out of stores, and I just spent all the money. And I'm 16 years old. I'm broke. I don't have a job. I'm relying just on my brand. I didn't put any of that money back into the business, the thing that I genuinely loved. I thought chasing approval over my passion was going to get me more love. And that's where I really messed up. I'm still paying for what I did. My business could be so much further than it is now. It could be making me consistent income. I'm almost overly confident I could have put my mom up in a house, got her a new car, or anything like that. But no, in the moment, I thought chasing approval was the right thing to do. I'm not trying to drag out this video, but it makes me feel better that this message could at least hit one person and change their view to do the right thing. I think this message could hit the right person and help them stop chasing approval and honestly just level up in life faster than they already are. I got some more homework. If you're thinking about starting a business, or you own a business, or you're doing anything along those lines and leveling up your career, I want you to sit down, I want you to prop your phone up or your camera up, whatever you have, and I want you to take a 2 to 5 minute video of yourself. And I want you to explain the exact position you're in and where you want to be in the next 2 to 5 months. Whenever those 2 to 5 months come, I want you to rewatch that video and I want you to look at it, analyze what you did and didn't do wrong, what you want to take into consideration for the next 2 to 5 months. And I want you to sit down and make another video. I want you to almost document your journey for you. You don't have to post it online. You don't have to do anything. This can sit in your hidden folder in your phone for all I care. But I want you to get out of your comfort zone because I know talking in front of a camera is very hard. And it's something I started doing roughly 6 months ago. Honestly, I started talking in front of a camera and it was really, really hard for me. And honestly, after those 6 months, I'm a completely different person. I'm so much more confident in myself because I can do so. There's something that I wrote down that I wanted to bring up. Some people will only like the version of you that doesn't grow. And that is very real, and that's something that I wish I could explain to my younger self. Whenever you start doing whatever you're doing and bettering your life, we'll just call it your self-improvement journey. Whenever you go about your self-improvement journey, there's going to be people that are not trying to hold you back, but they're going to hold you back just because of the people that they are. And one of the hardest things for me is learning to let go of some people. Some people you just have to let go. You have to get out of your life because they're going to do nothing but hold you back. And you may ask, how do you know if someone is holding you back? You're just going to know. You're going to get negative energy from them all the time. They're just going to hate. They're just going to sit there and be small-minded like they are. Those are the people that you have to let go. It doesn't matter if it's a relationship, if it's your best friend of 10 years. It doesn't matter if it's your dad, your mom, your grandma. Some people you just have to let go of and move on without. Because I promise you, you're not going to grow with negative minds around you. For some people, that could be as simple as a friend that they've had for maybe 3 months, or for some people, that could be as complex as, like one of their parents even. And that's whenever you have to really sit down and ask yourself, how important is my future to me? A lot of people don't understand that they have to start doing things for themselves and not people around them. Because if you spend your entire life chasing approval and trying to make the people around you happy, you're never going to figure out who you truly are, and you're never going to be happy with yourself. And I know that because I've spent the last 18 years of my life trying to do so. Don't get me wrong, I'm still 18 years old. I'm learning new lessons every day. Some of this stuff I could be 100% right about. Some of this stuff I could be 100% wrong about, depending on the person and the things you have personally been through. But I'm just speaking on the things that I've been through and I've seen firsthand. I've never spoke about something that I haven't been through or seen firsthand. So if you want to take everything I said in this video and shift it into your own way of thinking, then feel free to do so. I'm not telling you that you need to think exactly how I just explained. What I'm trying to tell you is to stop pleasing other people. Stop trying to live for others. Take some time to figure out who you truly are and figure out who you really want to be. Because you could watch a million YouTube videos, you could see a million different people online, you could talk to your friends' parents, your friends, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, and you're not going to figure out who you are unless you sit with yourself and you figure that out on your own. I don't know why I had it in me to sit down and make this video today. This is, like I said, this is not my type of content at all, but for some reason I just felt like I need to sit down in front of the camera and just talk about this. And honestly, if this video helped one person, then my job here is done. I'm happy. But with that being said, be selfish. Stop caring what other people think. Live your life for you, not other people. Stop chasing approval. Learn who you truly are. And I don't care what anyone says, prioritize your mental health. Your mental health comes before any relationship, any friendship, any family member. You have to prioritize your mental health over everything in your life. But with that being said, if you made it this far into the video, I really hope this message hit you in some type of way. My name is Gavin. I own a clothing brand. Y'all can follow along my journey if you want to see me build a real community through authenticity. What the fuck? Anyways, I'll catch y'all in the next video.